Yep, as the title says, I can't believe how stupid this business owner is. And which business owner am I referring to? Me. Because this is what I've realized. And while I'm being a bit harsh on myself, and I'm not entirely saying that I'm an idiot, what I have realized is from this book that I recently wrote, which I'll tell you more about in a moment, From COVID-19 to Thriving, I Want Customer Sales and Money Today. I was sitting there the other day, 2 days ago, with a friend, and we were doing a review of our businesses. And in this book, what I developed was this 7-pillar business growth, sales growth system, which really is a really simple process for how you audit your business to find out, as I say, where the gaps are, where the gold is. And in our conversation, started just going through my own process with my friend, and a couple of things that really stood out to me, which were just like a smack in the head. And it was this: if you'd like to know how stupid I felt, and then what I'm going to do about not being stupid anymore. So at the top, it says, in the book and in my process and the work that I do, what are the extraordinary business activities that we can do that will allow us to have a solid foundation in our business, any business? And for me, it's having a why we're doing what we're doing, what it is that we're going for, what are our targets, our goals, our sales revenue, our customer revenue, what is it that we're selling? We're going to have something to sell in our business, right? And knowing all of that and being reliable, respectful, responsive, having a good team, doing great work, supported, that's all foundations. For the two that really stood out for me, which I honed in on there, was my why is strong, but my targets, while I am clear on my targets, my selling products and what I'm doing to be selling them in a moment, which I'll talk about in the next pillar, is so I rate them out of 3. So the whys are 3. The target is 3. I know exactly what I'm going for in revenue. And then going down into where what I call catching customers through marketing, I realized, which was a smack in the head, was 1, which is, in other words, am I advertising? Am I marketing? In the words of someone famous, I can't remember who it was, but they said, early to bed, early to rise, advertise. And so I realized I might have the greatest book, training, programs, or whatever it is for you, but what is it that we're doing, and are we advertising, and how are we advertising? More so than ever in this time, and more so ever in this time, which is doing always the opposite if we want a better result than people that aren't. And this is the time to be advertising smarter and more than ever, not turning it all off. Get rid of the administration costs, put all your money into advertising, sales and marketing if you want to grow sales and revenue, right? So one thing I realized, Trevor, idiota, what are we doing from a marketing perspective? And if what you've been doing, is it working? And I looked at that and I've realized, not so much, right? And the other thing that I realized by looking at that part, and maybe you can relate, is a lot of the things that I have been doing, really looking at, are they giving me a return? And I realized a lot of it is a complete and utter waste of time. And if I was to talk about social media marketing for the moment, look, don't get me wrong. I love social media for friends, functions, a little bit of share what I do, but from a marketing perspective, just putting posts up to build brand, I'm saying from my perspective, it is a pointless strategy. So what I'm saying also is, though, that social media can be done so well to generate a great connection with the right audience, but it's a strategy. It's a complete advertising marketing strategy, which is now one of the things that I'm now going to be changing to get that 0 to a 3. Extraordinary activity. The activity is from having good advertising and marketing. How am I going in relation to the activity? Which is, well, I do a certain amount, but what I realized was that there were some gaps in relation to my activity in following up and connecting. And, excuse me, just close that. And so that's another gap. But where I'm really good at consultative value-based enrolling, I'm really good at value-based proposals, and really good, I feel, from the results that I get from my products and services and the work that I do. Number 7 is get the business, do memorable work. So for me, what I realized going through my process and going through what's in this book, and by the way, I'll talk to you about this book in a moment, if customer sales and money growth is important to you, because regardless of me, in this book, I did a lot of research around what companies are doing to succeed and grow in these challenging times. Pretty important stuff to know, right? So for me, just to let you know in closing to this, first thing for me is having a straight up look at what is the truth. What is the truth around what it is that we need to be doing to get a better result? And the truth can also look like this. 2 weeks ago, I went and trained with some lawyers that is owned by some very close friends of mine. And what even they realized as directors of a legal practice is lawyers still need to know how to connect and convert inquiries into happy, engaged clients. So we realized in their process that pillar 3 from the ability to connect and convert was a gap for them. They've got quite good inquiries, but they're not converting. So where am I going with all of this? Let's not kid ourselves on what really makes the difference and really what it is that we need to do if we want to survive and thrive in these times. And from my experience, I'm putting my hand up and saying, honestly, I'm an idiot in the nicest possible way. Not that I want to put myself down, but I'm really, really grateful and pleased for the fact that I decided to take a look because I've set some goals and some vision that I really want to create and move into, and it's forced me to put my business under the radar. So if you want to put your business under the radar and you want to see where the gaps could be from a sales, customer, revenue growth perspective, there are processes that I've put into this book, and for me, why I've marked this page is this page and this chapter is on how to market, where to market to get the maximum return from what it is that we're doing from a marketing perspective. And there's a great case study here by a friend of mine, Jess, who has a beauty consulting business, and what she's doing to be making thousands of dollars doing the work she loves with great clients in this market. So it's a good book, but here's the other thing with this book, regardless of it being about me, regardless of being $20, $30, whatever it is, I mean, what is it? It's freaking 2 sandwiches or something, but it's us also. And I'm going to close off on this. We could have a hole, right, a spot right there where someone could say to you or to any of us, there's all this gold, and if we dig in that spot, we can dig up all the gold. We can dig up the gold, right? And then the other person says, well, what do we need to do to get the gold? And the other person says, well, we've got to get a shovel to dig it up. And the other person says, do you know what they charge for shovels? So the shovel, as we know, well, as I'm going to help add just to support the metaphor, is the shovel can be the decision to do it, the decision to go, and whether it's this book or whatever program is, to decide what is it that we need to do. Where are the gaps and what are we willing to do to fill them? And that is a courageous journey. That is the warrior's journey, to be willing to go and look at what it is that is the truth, regardless of our intelligence or what we think we know, but what is it that we can do to go and get a better result? So closing off with love, I believe in you. If you want more customers, more sales, more money, whatever it is that's important to you, and you are committed to wanting to do that, I'm not here to sell you some $10,000 million program. There is a book I've written. I've put a link below. If you want to buy yourself a book, yes, you'll buy the book. It's $35 odd. It'll be printed, mailed to you. There's another link there for Amazon. You can download it as Kindle. And guys, read the book. Read the book. Read a couple of chapters a day. And if nothing else, it'll reinforce what it is that we all need to be doing in business. And I just happen to be a messenger for this particular product, but I'm passionate about it. What's in it works if you work it. I've taught people how to increase sales revenue by hundreds of % by knowing how to connect and convert and fill the gaps and find the gold in their small to large businesses. The rest I'll leave up to you. So best of luck to you. I'll see you soon. Here's a great resource with many resources in it. It'll be up to you what you decide to do with it, but I hope that you are taking action in the direction that you want to go. And I send love, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And if you want to reach out to me, I'm here also. But get a copy of the book, read it, become better, become invincible.